Hello and welcome to Learn English with Tonguemation. Today's topic is the apostrophe. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, let's go. In this video, you will learn a few things. What is an apostrophe? When do we use it? And how to use it correctly with contractions, plurals, and within plurals we have plural numbers, plural letters, and possessions. Okay, let's start. What is an apostrophe? An apostrophe is a form of punctuation like full stop, comma, question mark, and many other punctuation marks. Just like the others, it plays an important role in understanding words and whole sentences. Okay, but when should we use an apostrophe? There are three main reasons for using an apostrophe. We use an apostrophe for contractions, like isn't, plurals of numbers and letters, and possessions, like Sophie's choice. How do we use them correctly? It's best if we look at them individually. So first, contractions. For example, it's 1 o'clock. The general rule is that in contractions, we omit some letters and replace them with an apostrophe. I am becomes I'm. Here, we lose the letter A and replace it with the apostrophe. Unfortunately, we cannot choose which letter to take out. The contractions are something we will need to remember. Other common contractions are as follow: aren't, there's, you'll, can't, don't, couldn't, it's, I'll, whose, we're, I've, she's, and also o'clock or let's, and many others. Bonus tip: you could also contract years. How? You could write Friends started to be popular in the late 1990s. But if you contract the year, it will read Friends started to be popular in the late 90s. Here, we remove the 19 and replace it with an apostrophe. Let's now look at plurals. We have an example for each one of these. First, plurals of numbers. Yay, I've wrote 2 6s. Note that you need to pronounce the S as well. It's 6s, not just 6. Next, plurals of letters. I heard you had 2 exams yesterday. That's correct, and I got 2 A's. Alright, let's now move on to the possessions. One example could be Sophie's choice. As you can see, we indicated possession by adding an apostrophe S here. Unfortunately, it's not always that simple. There are a few rules to follow here. Rule number 1. If the word is a singular noun, then we simply add apostrophe S at the end. For example, John's dog is intelligent. Rule number 2. If the singular noun ends in S, then you only add the apostrophe. For example, Jess's cat is fluffy. The S after the apostrophe is invisible, which means that you will still have to pronounce it at the end. Jess's cat. Note that some textbooks also allow for apostrophe s, so our example would be Jess's cat. We prefer it without the s. Rule number 3. If the word is a plural noun, then we just add the apostrophe and we never add the s. For example, my parents' car was expensive. We don't pronounce the s at the end with plural noun, so to say my parents' car would be incorrect. Rule number 4. If the word is an irregular plural noun, a noun that doesn't end in s, like children or people, then we use the rule number 1. Just add the apostrophe s. For example, children's toys are all over the floor. Rule number 5. There are situations where we don't have to repeat a noun for the second time. Let's see an example. We could say, I found Jack's car keys, but I can't find Peter's car keys. The sentence sounds a bit strange, don't you think? It's better to say, I found Jack's car keys, but I can't find Peter's. As you can see, as long as you are talking about a similar thing, then you don't have to repeat the noun again. Rule number 6. If a thing belongs to more than one person, then we need to remember that we add the apostrophe s to the last owner. For example, Jack and Mary's car, not Jack's and Mary's car. This would be incorrect. Rule number 7. If 2 or more people own a similar thing, but they don't own them together, then we add the apostrophe s to both of their names. For example, Mary's and Kate's cats. This means that they each own a cat separately. Okay, and now let's see some additional rules for when we don't add an apostrophe to show ownership. Rule number 1. We don't add an apostrophe to possessive adjectives like my, your, his, her, its, etc. The possessive adjectives are already possessive. They don't need the apostrophe. If you add an apostrophe to a possessive adjective, then it will change its meaning. Let's see an example. This is a dog and its toy. This is a correct sentence. It means that there is a dog and the toy next to it belongs to the dog. This is a dog and its toy. This is an incorrect sentence. It's with an apostrophe means it is. So the whole sentence would read, this is a dog and it is toy. As you can see, this doesn't sound right. And rule number 2, we don't add apostrophe s to inanimate objects, as objects can't own anything. Here are some examples. Table's top, or computer's camera. These phrases are both wrong. It should rather be tabletop and computer camera. No apostrophe s. Okay, so today's topic was the apostrophe. We hope you enjoyed it. See our YouTube channel to learn more about the English grammar and vocabulary, and don't forget to subscribe. So, until the next time.